Hello and welcome, dear members, subscribers and viewers from my little organ music channel on YouTube. My name is Rien and today I'm gonna do a little Q&A session. Why? It's simple. I regularly get questions about my music playing and channel, all kinds of questions in the comment field for my videos or in emails or app messages or whatever. And I thought it would be fun to answer some of the most frequently asked questions in a Q&A session. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I have printed out some papers with the questions and some answers because most of you know I'm not an English native speaker. I'm a Dutch guy, so English is my second language and I'm not very good at it, so I'm trying to use the right words and this paper helps me a bit. Yeah, let's go to the questions. First of all, the question, can you tell us something about your organ video release process? And I can. But there are some spoilers that maybe break the magic. Because some of you think that I play a piece, learn a piece, play a piece, record it and release it the next day. No. It's way more organized. I always have a schedule of pieces at the ready, about 2 weeks. Our pieces are scheduled in YouTube, so they will release automatically each morning at 7 o'clock. And I always have 4 types of pieces at the ready. I always have 5 Baroque pieces, 5 Romantic pieces, 5 20th century pieces, and I have always 5 contemporary pieces at the ready. And next to that, I have also an equal amount of pieces unlisted at the ready. So yeah, I have quite some recordings at the ready at YouTube. Why don't I share the schedule with my viewers? Because you don't want it. I have asked it several times, both in person and in questionnaires. Do you want to have a release schedule of my pieces? But most of you prefer the surprise to find a piece every morning instead of knowing what piece you hear. And sometimes a piece resonates with you and sometimes you think, oh, this is not my piece of cake. And it's all in the game. And what kind of music I play? I have done some research. I recently have published 1,000 pieces already. And if you take an overlook over it, then it's about 20% Lutheran Christian hymns or choral preludes or that kind of music. And it can be contemporary or Bach or whatever. Next to that, about 25% Catholic music or music that is related to the Catholic Church, offertoires and all kinds of pieces. About 5% is general Christian music and 50% is not directly Christian music but more secular music. Although that kind of music is also frequently played in churches. Like Pacini. Pacini is secular music, but of course you can play it at every occasion and it fits really good in church services as well. I like to include in my music unfamiliar pieces from well-known composers. People like Bach and Buxtehude and but also romantic composers like Tournemire have crafted incredible, big and mighty and long, difficult pieces. But they all have written also very accessible music. And I want to let that music hear. And sometimes it's difficult and sometimes it's more easy to play. For instance, I don't know if you know it, I have two portable reed organs, a reed organ and harmonium. And almost all French Romantic composers had a transportable harmonium at the ready. And we know from Guillemot that he never left home without his portable harmonium. So he could always play and compose. So that's nice to know, I think. So I could include, like to include unfamiliar music from familiar, known composers, and also music from forgotten composers, composers that were great in their time, or not even just small composers, but who have crafted beautiful music. I like to bring that music alive again. And next to that, of course, most of you know, I like to play contemporary music, and especially the music that my friends, my musical friends, compose. And it's always nice to share each other's music, I think. So that's my release schedule, and I must say I have a schedule, but every night I again reconsider the piece I published the next day, because sometimes I feel that I have to pick another one because I know someone that I spoke like to hear a specific piece. Or sometimes I think the world needs a happy piece tomorrow and not a sad piece. So every night I reconsider my choice, and in 50% of the cases I change my mind. And as a matter of fact, I changed my mind today. I had a beautiful Baroque chorale, a sad Baroque chorale at the ready, and I wanted to release a comforting, nice piece today instead. So I changed my mind. So that was the release of my music. Yeah, another question. What's with the colors in your video? Yeah, I publish a lot of music, and most of them are coming from my little organ studio. And I want to that at every video is a surprise. So I play things carefully. I edit things carefully with respect for the composer and for the music, and I want to make it look good. So sometimes I use colors to give it an extra dimension. Which color it's just my mood. Sometimes I think I have a blue day, or I have a green day, or I have a different colors day. I use professional LED studio lighting, and I think it works nice. And sometimes I don't use them, so every day is a surprise. The colors. Why don't you use a pedal cam? Yeah, a pedal cam is nice, but it's a lot of work. And you know, I make a lot of videos, and I don't have a system where I can synchronize automatically the video streams. So if I do that, I have to manually fit the streams together, and next to that I have manually fit the sounds together. That's another stream. So that would be a lot more work. So I don't have the time for it. Maybe in the future, if I have some more money, then I buy a system that I can synchronize the streams and edit them at once. That would be nice. And I'd like to do also live videos from here, but I think it will cost me €1,000 for the right gear. And that's a lot of money. And I have invested already a lot So that's on the wish list for me. And a nice question. You talk regularly about playing in between the notes and listening with cathedral ears. What do you mean? Okay, let me explain the last verse. That's the most easy. That's not my idea. That's a quote that's coming from one of my subscribers, a Barswart fellow. He wants to stay anonymous online, so I respect that. And he complimented me with playing with my cathedral ears. And what's that? You see behind me, this isn't an organ. This is just a console with a computer. And we're trying to mimic an organ without work. And you can do that playing, just playing the notes. But you have to play like you are sitting in a cathedral. So listening to your own playing with cathedral ears as were you in a church. Because you always have to consider the room in your playing as an organist. So if I play with Tempelset Utrecht, it's right there, the Bates organ, that has a huge reverb, then I have to play a bit slower and especially take care of my articulation, because otherwise it gets mud making. So you have to consider the room, and you also have to do that if you play with houtwork. And if you browse through videos from people who use houtwork, then you can quickly hear that not everyone does that. And I think it's important to do. Then playing in between the notes. Yeah. As some of you know, I have another background than music. And more about that later in this questionnaire. I believe reproduce the notes, the paper is just a canvas. If you just play the notes as they are written, then you are not making music. Then you are copying a scientific way of writing tones, music. That's not really music. Music is the things what are happening in between the notes. The micro pause, the way you articulate, the way you feel while performing. So if you just are playing the notes, then you are not really a musician in my eyes. A musician can play with it and have some courage to use them. And I'm sure that if you do that, that music gets more alive. And especially it's true if you play romantic style music, or for instance Pazzini. If you just play the notes he has written down, then it sounds awful. So sometimes you have to take a pause, a short pause, some longer pause, and sometimes you have to play quicker. So you have to play a bit with it. So that I think is playing in between the notes. That's very, very important, for me at least. Yeah, then the question I get a lot, is music a hobby or work? Because you are uploading so much. No, it's just a hobby. That's maybe short. Maybe it's both. My day job is I'm working as an ethics psychology professional at the Dutch national government, and sometimes my days are filled with nasty stuff, because I'm working also in situations where things went horribly wrong. So music is my way to relax and to scare the spiders away from my head. So that's the role of music in my life. Next to that, I do a bit of running and walking and all kinds of things. But music is for me the most important way to keep in balance mentally. However, my music venture goes beyond a hobby. It started with just a €2,000 console, old console, 15 years old. And now, 2 years later, I have built a studio on the top of my house. I bought a handcrafted console that's shaped exactly how I wanted it. A big computer, a lot of software, lighting, recording gear, and a lot of wishes. So it's a hobby, but it's also a fun thing that costs thousands of euros. And as a matter of fact, I'm 51 and making organ music, running an organ music channel on YouTube has already cost me more in 2 years than all leisure hobbies, things I have spent money on in the first 49 years of my life. So count that out. But primarily it's a hobby, and it's pretty expensive, of course. If you have to buy a book, a music book, €30, €40, €50. So that's really expensive. Why is your channel monetized? Because some of you know it's not my primary income source. That's a good question. Do I need the money? Now, I don't need the money for buying bread and butter. But still my channel is monetized. And why? First of all, because of my family. This costs really a lot of money. A sample set, I don't want to say it loud because my wife in the neighborhood, costs €600-700, a big one. They don't even know it downstairs. But that's the fact. And if I earn some money with it, then my family is at ease with it. So that's the first reason. The second one is, for instance, my sheet music, I sell them. I don't give it for free, only to some friends and to all my members. And the ratio behind that is that there are a lot of friends in my surrounding, professional friends, who really have to earn a living from their music. And writing music is an income source for them, a necessary income source to buy groceries. So if I and other amateurs sell music for free, then others who want to play music think music is always free, and they aren't prepared to buy music that costs money. So I want to be supportive to professionals who have to earn money with their music. And the way I do that is to sell my music instead of making it available for free. Do I get rich in it? No, because I also buy music, and so it won't make me rich. Why the memberships on the channel? Memberships I greatly admire and appreciate, especially and the same with coffees that people buy to me, and Patreon members. I'm very happy with it because I put all that money on a special bank account, and that's my playing money where I buy gear for or books. And it's not nearly enough to buy big things, but hey, if I have to buy a new lighting source, and that costs me €300, and I can take €100 from members, sponsors, buy me a coffee, uh, subscribers, then for my feeling it's nice to know that people are helping me out. So for me it's important, both the money and also the moral part and the feeling that people want to help me in my journey. So I am very thankful for that. That's the reason why I am monetized. Yeah, are you available for recitals and services? Yes, I am. Especially for recitals and occasional service, and especially service like a wedding or that kind of things. I'm not available for structural services because that won't fit in my schedule. But hey, if you are living in the Netherlands or Germany or Belgium or even France, just let me know. And of course, I'm prepared to travel also to Australia or to Korea or to the United States if you cover my expenses. So just let me know. Why aren't you playing more on real pipe organs? Yeah, I love to do that, but it's pretty difficult. First of all, it requires maybe more gear than I have to make nice recordings. Next to that, it's a lot more work. But the most important reason is that in the country where I live, organ music is very protective of churches, or organists, I would say, are very protective for their organs. So, and if they allow you to play on the machines, in most of the cases, they don't allow you to make recordings. And I don't understand that. I have several bad experiences already in this matter. They just don't want you to publish it. And my thought is, if you don't show the organs to the world, and also to people who aren't member of a specific a Christian denomination of church member, if people don't see organs, they can't get love. And if instruments don't get love, then they also don't get money to preserve them for the future. So I think it's important to let organs hear where you can. And but that's not the case. And I think a lot of churches and organists are sadly living in the Stone Age. So, but if you have an opportunity, let me know. I'm always happy to consider it. Yeah, that were my questions. And next to my questions, I want to share with you maybe a real personal insight. And that's I have formulated 10 commandments, 10 personal commandments for my music and for my publications. And for me, it's important. And before I want to tell them to you, and I want to make a clear statement. These are my personal commandments. They are for me important. So I don't say anything about other organists out there. Just for me, this is important. So that's an important disclaimer for the point. Now, the first of all, and I have formulated in classic Old English, thou shalt not use clickbait. Yeah, it's usual to use clickbait, and I understand why people do it, to get some more clicks, to get more attention, but I don't like it, and I don't use it. The second one, thou shalt only publish music that thou really enjoy playing. Yeah, that's a luxury, I understand. I really only publish music that I love to play. So every piece that you hear on my channel, I love to play. Sometimes difficult pieces, sometimes easy pieces, but I always play them with heart. I never play them just to be productive. Third one, thou shalt never use artificial intelligence for your descriptions. I understand why some people do it. It's easy and you get the right words that are picked up easily by Google and that kind of searching machines. So if you use AI, then you know your videos are ending higher in the rankings. But I just don't like it. I want my channel to be personal. So I rather use bad English with wrongly used words than perfect English generated with an AI engine. And it's sometimes tempting to do it because it's really quick, but I don't like it. So for me, an important thing. The fourth one, thou shalt be thankful and empathetic to everyone who acknowledges your effort. It's a rule, and I feel it also that way. So everyone who listens to my music, who gives me a thumbs up, who gives me comment, send emails, ask me questions, get response as quickly as I can. Because first of all, it's a way of respect. And second, it's really, I appreciate it because those people make my world more beautiful and inspiring. So if you are one of them, thank you for it. I really appreciate you and you are important. 5, thou shalt play and edit every single piece with the most care. Yes. Especially for living composers, because I want to reflect the meaning that they gave to their pieces the best. But also for long deceased composers, small composers, forgotten composers. Maybe they can listen from the heavens to me, and maybe they hear something and say, hey, wow, that's my music. I don't know, maybe it's a romantic thought, but that's always in my mind if I play a piece. So I play every piece with great care and sustained editing. The next one, thou shalt thank every composer, dead or alive, in your mind for every piece you play, for creating a piece that makes the world a better place. Yeah, it's very personal, but every time if I have played a piece, I thank you in my mind to the composer, both to the living composers and the deceased composers. It's my way to think a little bit about them. And as long as we think about others who have left us, they don't vanish into the realms of history. They keep in our mind and in our hearts. So for me, important. Thou shalt be creative in your schedule with colors, length, style, composers. Now, I think I said enough about this subject earlier in this Q&A. Thou shalt honor copyright laws and only use legitimate music sheets. And I think it's important. First of all, I write my music myself, and I wouldn't like it if people illegal copy my music. But it's the same for living composers or for descendants from recently died composers. I want to play legal music. That's better for my mind, and that's better for me as an ethics professional. Thou shall use a hopelijk sample set as is, including their possible flaws. That's a choice that I have made. You can tweak all sample sets perfectly. As a matter of fact, you can let them sound all the same if you want. It's technique, it's just tweaking. And how more you tweak, how more generic sounds become. But I don't do it. I respect the work of the sample set builders, and I try to use the sample set as is. Sometimes I think the pedal is too loud, and then I diminish the sound a bit in the editing process. But while playing, I use it like it comes in the box. And the most important rule for me is thou shalt never forget that thou art a simple musician with modest skills whose only goal is to try to spread some beautiful music into the world. That's for me important. I am a modest musician with modest skills. And that's my place in the organ world, where sometimes big words are used, and I don't like that. I'm just a simple guy from the Netherlands who trying to spread some beauty into the world. That were my 10 commandments. Let me know if you want them written out, then I can deliver them to you. And again, I don't say anything about others. It's for me important. Okay, that was it. I talked for a long while, but I hope I have revealed something more about me and my music and my goals and my music channel. So thank you for listening to this Q&A. If you have other questions, let me know. Maybe there's coming another Q&A due time. So thank you for listening, and of course, if you feel to it, I'm very happy if you are becoming a member of my channel. And if you don't, I love you, I still love you, so no problem. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching. Tomorrow morning, just another music piece on my channel, played from the heart for you. Bye for now.